Namaste. I see the divine in you as you see the divine in me. Namaste. And isn't this always the most beautiful way to learn to greet each other? As I see the divine in you and you see the divine in me, we learn to understand that we're learning to walk a higher path of love consciousness. Learning to walk in the love is very, very difficult for the human programming, as we have learned to become separated from love and we don't even remember what love consciousness is. What is universal love and what is galactic love? And these are all issues and thoughts that we're learning at this time with the great Chiron, and learning about the great mansions of love with the great Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, and where the divine activations can take us into that sacred space of learning to go back to the higher love universes where only galactic love exists. And isn't this a beautiful time to learn what transformation means? And learning what transformation means to change our whole lives. Living our lives in love and living a whole new life filled with understanding and forgiveness and reaching out to higher goals with healing, and understand how to gain transformational healing within ourselves from the great Chiron, who is the greatest archangel of all the angels and who led us in Lemuria towards the higher vibrations so that we could return to the higher love dimensions once more after the great universal battles when we lost all our codes of life collectively. And so in Lemuria we reconnected back into those codes of life, and once the people had collectively chosen to go against love in Lemuria, all the Lemurians fell into the deepest abyss of states, and that's why we could never ever go back to the highest love universes again, because we cannot go back without those codes of life. And when Chiron promised us one more opportunity in Lemuria, many of us desire to have that opportunity. So we promised each other, we made those sacred vows to awaken each other when that time would come, when the great Chiron would call us. And so this is the time, and this is the last opportunity we have to gain our codes of life, our codes of power back. So welcome to the time of learning what those codes of power are all about and how they can set us free, and to understand too the sacred choice that we have. Either we go up or we don't, and that's so beautiful, isn't it? So I'm going to read the forgiveness statement for you at this time before I allow myself to go into the deepest spaces and close my eyes to allow Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great and the great Chiron to come in. Chiron, I bring you now into my spaces of love and healing. I ask for your presence and for your love to be with me at this time. I forgive all that has caused my pain to happen. I release it now. I allow the angels to take it away for me. I bring in the love and the peace, and I desire to understand more joy and self-love. I surround myself with the highest loving divine beings who are here to take care of me. I let go of all fear within me. I release it. I trust that all things are perfect as they are. I am ready to love myself and all of life more. Thank you, Chiron, and thank you, great divine love. And thank you very, very much for watching. Just one moment, please, because I'm going to have a little drink of water. I'm going to close my eyes and allow Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great to come through. Greetings. Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Blessed are those who desire to listen to these words of divine truth and divine knowledge. Happy are those who have been praying to stay spiritually awake all during their lifetimes until the great Father Emmanuel came knocking on their door. Happy are those who desire the creation to happen, and who desire to hear the good news of the great kingdom to be within their hearts. Happy are those who thirst for divine knowledge and divine truth, and who can understand divine wisdom, and who long for divine wisdom to be shown to them. Happy are those who are humble within their heart, for it is the humble ones who recognize these words and desire to understand divine will. Happy are those who have been praying for the word to return, for these words to be heard upon the earth, for the greatness to be shown to them, for the hope to come and the understanding to come. Happy are those who see the signs of the times and desire to see the love to return. Are you one of those who has been spiritually thirsting for divine love to return? Are you one who recognizes the way upwards yet? Do you desire to understand the way upwards? Do you recognize the word yet? Do you see the miracle taking place at this time? Do you have an appreciation for what is happening? Do you see that the time of the great gathering has begun? At first, only a few would see it, and they would trickle into the great mountain of light. It is the great light of all the universes, the great Kai. At first, very few would desire to be gathered into the great mountain and fed the spiritual food and take part in all the spiritual fountains of life. Those who are gathered into the great mountain of light and of life, the great Kairon, will have eternal life in the greatest love mansions. That is where eternal life and the love exists, when no one says, Great Father Emmanuel, I am hungry, I'm thirsty, I am sick. Up there in the great mountain of light, the great Kairon, no one says they are thirsty or sick or hungry, for they have eternal life and the greater love. For them, all the pain is the past. But who will go to the greatest mountain of light? That is being asked at this time. Who will accept the talents back? The greatest codes of eternal life. Who's been hungering all their lifetimes to receive their sacred gifts of eternal love back? Who's been praying, Great Father Emmanuel, guide us to the greatest truth of all, for we are willing to listen to you, Great Shepherd. When do you return to bring us to your greatest pastures of love? When will you fatten us with the great truth and the great love? Please show us the way. Jesus, my designated channel 2,000 years ago, stated these words. In the day of the great coming of the great Father Emmanuel, the people who have stayed awake will lift up their heads and say, Great Father, show us the way. We know you are here with us. Those ones who stay humble within their hearts, who long for divine will to take place, will recognize the word and the messenger. For the word will return to the earth, and the way upwards will be shown. But who is ready to walk on the higher path? For it is narrow and difficult to find and walk upon. Most people in those days, they will not desire to walk on the greater road, for they will be consumed within themselves. They will be too busy to do their own things. They will lack love for each other and for themselves. The Great Father will call at that time, and very few will be able to find. Why? Because they're not listening. They have stopped looking for the way upwards. Instead of listening to the Great Father returning, they look to the others in the preaching houses and the ways of the world. But no! The ways of the world are not part of the Great Father Emmanuel. When the people follow the ways of the world, no, it has no part to do with the Great Father Emmanuel. For why would the Great Father Emmanuel seek the ways of men? He does not. For within him he has all the knowledge of all of creation. He only seeks his own divine will, for he knows what is good for mankind. People do not know what is good for mankind. They are spiritually blind. They lead others into greater blindness. They say, come here, come there, look at my thoughts. But they are not the greatest intelligent ones in the universe. For there is only one in the greatest spaces of all. Those ones have the greatest intelligence. Always look to the Great Father Emmanuel, who is all intelligent. They are far beyond the intelligence of man. For what can man offer you? Man cannot offer you eternal life. They may say, look, we can promise this. Look, we can promise that. And you will discover their promises are nothing. They will promise you this, and they will say, look, come to here, and I will show you the knowledge And when you see the knowledge of man, you will see how it's not eternal knowledge. They give hope where there is no hope. They give knowledge where there is more knowledge to be desired. Always know that the great Father Emmanuel has all the knowledge and all the power, and he is the way upwards. For only he can give you eternal life. So when the people in the time of the great return fail to listen to the great Father Emmanuel, what hope have they got? They will stick to their old ways. They will stick to their books and all the knowledge they have. And down they will go in history, always being remembered for the people who strove for the wisdom of man and never desired the wisdom and the eternal gifts of the great Father Emmanuel. 2,000 years later, I, the great Father Emmanuel, have returned with my designated channel, the same one as the one was Jesus 2,000 years ago. I, as a great Father, have called the Word, and the Word came. And now I am stating this. Who has the humility to look within divine love? Who desires the ways of the greatness to happen? Who desires divine will to take place in all the heavens and also upon the earth? Who desires the love to return within them? Jesus always stated to the people, always pray to the great Father Emmanuel, so that in the time of his great return he may see you. For the people who do not pray to the great Father Emmanuel and who do not desire to pray for the great Father to return, how can they gain eternal life in the greatest mansions? For they will change the prayers, they will change the words, they will deny the great Father ever existed. They will say the great Father Emmanuel does not exist. He does not exist in our eyes. And so why would the great Father Emmanuel choose to see them in existence? These words have so come about 2,000 years later. For the ones who have claimed to do all the great works in the name of the great Father suddenly stand in denial. Great Father, did we not do all these things in your name? Did we not speak in your holy name, the great Father? Did we not sacrifice people in your name? Did we not burn them in your name? Did we not place judgment to the people in your name? And now I will state, I never knew them. I never knew the people that did all those things in my name, for love was not within them. I am examining all things. They try to deny my being. They even claim that Jesus was the son of Lucifer, but he never was. Some people even say that Jesus is Lucifer. Jesus was the Word, the channel, who came to the people to give them hope, and who came to the people to bring the knowledge of my being, the great Father Emmanuel, to your earth. It's only the people who desire the wisdom and desire divine truth and divine will who will see truth. All others, I will say, get away from me. I never knew you. You will never reach the greatest mansions of love, for only love in the greater realms of love I will have. No more rebellion, no more taking life away, no more seeking power for yourselves when it's not in the love. Only those who are in the love and who desire to remain in the love will have eternal power to build up the love in the universe and to build their beautiful creation with. Those who desire to work in the love with divine will have everything. Those who desire to stay rebellious and desire to get rid of the word, I will never see. And so it is. Greetings! I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings.
Greetings.